Mother, mother, there's too many of you crying. Brother, 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 there's far too many of you dying. You know we've got to find a way to bring some loving here today.
For 400 years, you had your knees on our necks. A garden of evil with no seeds of respect. In America's mirror, all she sees is regret. Instead of letting blood live, they begging for bloodlet. Revenge is a dish that's served on platelets. Transfusion of confusion, abusing our intellect. I can't be bought with a $1,200 check, even though $1,200 can make a meal stretch. My mama wasn't rich, but she earned my respect. She made a little bit of money for a lot of blood, tears, and sweat. Jumping up and down on police cars, I'm vexed. After Chauvin killed George Floyd, we got next. Molotov cocktails, anarchy on the set. The rich took the loot, so now we loot shit. Feeling like a caged tiger that's whipped to do tricks. That's why I started fires and yelled and threw bricks. They tried to run me over and arrest me and shit. Tase pepper spray and engage with the kid. They ran up in the state house with them AKs quick. But let a nigga try and do that white boy shit. Won't be no rubber bullets ricocheting off ribs, but the white supremacists go in the cops' faces spit. Try to barbecue, Becky call the cops on the kid. Hoping and praying it'd be some Emmett Till shit. Sandra wasn't bland, they hated Mike cause he brown. Trayvon should have had an Aston Martin riding around. Amadou Diallo, it's way too many to follow. Vato, how much of my pride I gotta swallow? God only knows how deep this plan goes. I was dealing with this shit as a teen in Kangos. Harassed by cops, word to my ancestors' souls. And watching that man die slow left a hole. He cried for his mama as the murder unfold. If it wasn't for them phones, Chauvin would be at home. Feeling justified because of George's skin tone. I'm telling it to those with melanin, you're not alone. The new Malcolm, Martin, and Marcuses are now grown. America's a graveyard full of black men's bones. And I ain't got to tell you that Breonna Taylor got slayed in her own home. Had they lived, Sean could have rocked bells. Eric could have garnered attention. Beyond the t-shirts and obituary mentions. Oscar could have been counting grants. Tamir could have went to Rice. They owed them cops nothing, but all of them paid the price. So yeah, you right. We should protect our Second Amendment rights. Because in a second, a dirty cop could kick the door in at night. A 2-4-2 finna life for life. We refuse to live in hell while you living in paradise. Being black in America is like rolling a pair of dice. But the stakes are way higher, you gambling with my life.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of Article Reactions. Some of the articles will be informative, some will be shocking, and some may just make you shake your head. We will be starting shortly. You do have the opportunity to financially support the channel in order to help it grow. So, in the very least of that manner, please like, share, and subscribe. Join Char Willie and Classic Ruby for their radio show, Keep the Beat. They broadcast every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CRBJ, Classic R&B Jams. There are discussions of the songs, and that can take you back down memory lane. If you missed the live broadcast, no worries. Replays are uploaded on Mixcloud. So, follow JustAskChar Advice channel on Mixcloud and you will receive the notification when these broadcasts are uploaded. So, thank you everyone for joining the show. We are about to get started.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. How are you? Happy Saturday, good people. Welcome back and thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Article Reactions. Hey, DJ Music, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it. I am fired up. Oh, yeah. The article I have, I am fired up. And I just had to play that. I just had to. You got to release. Woosah. When you're upset, you got to release. So don't be all built up. So, yes, that's how I started off. So without further ado, let's go and get into this show so I can go ahead and get on with these articles, get this off my chest, as they say, and so we can go ahead and begin. Without further ado, everybody, you know what to do. Stand up, raise your hands up in the air, and give the wonderful, lovely, wonderful, beautiful Classic Ruby, everybody. Classic Ruby.
Why, hello, ladies and gentlemen, this lovely Saturday evening. How are you, Char? How are you? I know. I heard. You're not so good. I'm not gonna ask how are you today. I'm just gonna say you looking lovely, girl. How you know. Happy to see you as always. Puts a smile on my face at least.
Happy to see you, and thank you always for your support.
Oh, you are always very welcome. Saturday shows are like my favorite shows. I gotta be honest with you. Like, I love what we do on Wednesdays, obviously. I love what we do on Friday nights. But the Saturday show has come to be my favorite show. I love our news article reactions, what we dig up. I always love to see what Shar is going to bring to the table. She always brings something to the table. I'm like, why have I never heard of this? Like, I feel like everyone but me must know this. This is crazy. So I'm very excited. Well, kind of like terrified, excited to see what you're bringing us this week. So it's going to be good.
I like that. Terrified, right? Excited.
Terrified, excited. Yeah, it's going to be great.
That's kind of cool. Okay. Well, I don't like injustice. That's just, I can't stand it. And there was something I had shared with Shadra a couple of weeks ago. And I had taken a look at it earlier today, and I was just angry. And I'm like, oh, this is just ridiculous, because it reminds me of something that I wanted to bring anyway this Saturday. So I'm like, okay, it looks like I'm just showing a lot of stuff that's just too much. It's making me angry. So yeah. So I'll go ahead and start. This one is a little long. Let's see. It is, let me see which one we're going to start off with first. They both make me angry. Okay. Let's start off with, let's say, the apology. Let's just go ahead and start off with that BS. All right, let me move that out the way. It's just going to keep moving. Yeah, I'm trying here. Let me copy this and start another page. So, because this one I looked at, it was jumping while I was reading it because of the ads. Once you take the ad blocker off, it just jumps around. So I try to just open another window so it doesn't happen, because it's real easy for me to just lose my place and like, what did I say? What did I see? So let me go back to it and just point out to everybody. White men demand apology from Black family whose home they trespassed on. Yes, they trespassed on it. Oh, yeah, they did it.
Okay.
2 white men, one who is a former sheriff, are demanding apologies from the Black family they violated. Yes. It's incredible, unbelievable, and some other stuff. I'm going to read a little bit of it, and then I'm going to let them tell you the story. How about that? Come out of their mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. Monica and Damone, and the darn ad just popped. Move. Okay. Monica and I think he pronounced his name Damon. I'm gonna call him Damian. I like that. Monica and Damian Shepard, a mother and son, experienced harassment from former Deputy Jordan Kita of the New Hanover Sheriff Office, Robert Austin Wood. They always got three names. And a gang of white thugs, the Root reported. On May 3rd, 2020, in North Carolina, Kitta, he's just one person. Wood, that's a second person. And 13 others were looking for a missing girl and felt entitled to trespass on Shepard's residence. Okay. Damian, 18 at the time, and Monica had no involvement with the girl's disappearance, and the tipsters sent the armed mob to the wrong address. The group did not find the missing girl they sought, but they did find themselves in legal hot water. Kitta and Wood were charged with trespassing and breaking and entering, among other crimes. Kitta was fired on May 8th once the story went viral. That armed men tried to break into a black home. It was reported by the Root that Kitta physically prevented the Shepards from closing their door. All right, so now I'm going to let you hear from them.
So on Sunday night, what were you doing? And just walk us through what happened.
So on Sunday night around 10:15 p.m., I was in my room and I was playing my game as usual. And I heard a loud bang. At first, I didn't realize it was a door knock. I thought it was just like someone banging on the bathroom door because they thought I was in there, but I wasn't. Then I heard it again, and it was louder the next time. So I sprinted to my door without checking the windows or who was at the door, and I opened it. And as soon as I open the door, I see these guys in front of me, and they're holding guns, and it looks like there's one in a police uniform. And he's the one that speaks to me first. He says, we're looking for a missing girl. We were given this address, and we were given your name, and we were told that she's here. So we're going to enter. And that's when I told him, no, you can't come in. This is my house. And I'm assuming, well, these people told me that they related to the missing girl that they were looking for. And I told them that she wasn't here and that I don't have the missing girl that you're looking for. And that's when they began to still try to come in. So then that's when my mom came in. And
I was asleep because it was I go to bed pretty early. So 10 o'clock, I'm asleep. And like you said, we hear the knock on the door and I hear it again. And then I look out my bedroom window and I see all these people with the long flashlights all surrounded my door. And I went to the front door, came out of my bedroom, went into the living room. And by the time I got in the living room, he had already opened the door. And when I got closer, he was trying to close the door. They were trying to push their way in. And so me being the mother that I am, I'm going to protect my children. I made him step all the way back to the very end of the living room. And because the crowd was just really they were angry. And I did not know still what was going on. And then, like you said, the individual that was in the front had a law enforcement uniform on. He never stated who he was. He never stated what agency he was from. He just said, I'm going to step inside, close the door, and talk to you guys. And I said, no, you're not. And he had his foot on the threshold of my door, holding the door open. And he said it again. He said, I'm going to step inside, close the door, and talk to you. And I said, no, you're not. And the whole time, there's the other guy to the right of me pointing at him, saying they gave us this address and they gave us your name. And I kept asking, what name did they give? I still didn't know what they were at my door. Look, and another person came lunging towards us, and someone in the crowd held him back to keep him from coming in the house. But the whole time, of course, I noticed the weapon on the law enforcement's hip, and I didn't know what was going to happen, and I kept telling my son, I need you to sit down and calm down. I do not come close to us, because I didn't know if they would have felt threatened, what would have happened. And then, the whole time, like I said, I'm just worried that the worst would have happened.
How often do we hear this story? How often? Just
Wow.
how often? But the title, just think about the title that I read. The guys that did this, from what you're hearing, they want an apology, though. They want an apology.
This is honestly, Shar, I feel like this is maybe the second or third time we've covered this on this show in the last 6 months. An angry mob of people, an angry mob of retired or off-duty police officers show up at the Black family's home and decide that they can do something. If I remember correctly, the last time the mom was saying, like, thank God I was home. That kid could have died.
Exactly.
How first of all, and this is the most amazing thing that I don't know, why do you feel entitled, period, as a citizen, for you to go inside of someone's house? You didn't call the police because you know that without actual evidence, police cannot just enter people's homes, right? It's not lawful. So you wanted to circumvent the law, and you decided Black people are second-class citizens, and so you can intimidate, threaten, or force your way into their home because, of course, they must have stolen the missing girl because they're Black. Like that's what happened.
The part where the guy repeated, they gave us your name. Okay, what name is that?
Right.
That was never revealed.
Nope.
Never revealed.
Nope. Right? And of course it wasn't revealed. Of course it wasn't revealed because no one gave them no name of nothing. Okay? It's that Black kid. You know that Black boy? He's around all the time. That Black kid. You know how Black boys are. That's what was happening, right? With more offensive, derogatory terms, of course. But that's the discussion that was happening, right? Because when they look at our children starting at 8 years old, our boys become grown adult predatory things in their heads. That's what they see when they look at and listen to that young man, right? I mean, honestly, like, he sounds like he's like a really intelligent kid. He likes to actually, sure, he plays video games because, he's a teenage boy. Of course he does.
Mm-hmm.
But, it sounds like he actually likes to read. He likes to think. He probably likes to have debates and stuff. Maybe he's part, like, he's not one of those kids who's chasing the streets or chasing foolishness or chasing like hood life or whatever. He's not one of those kids. You can just tell.
Right.
By the way he holds himself, his demeanor, his language, everything. So, that just tells you how racist that group of people are. That they don't care what your personality is, what your persona is. Because they've been using that excuse against us for a long time, right? Look at the way he dresses. The gangster's just like that, therefore he must be a gangster, right? Oh, the gangsters talk like that, therefore he must be a gangster. They've been using that excuse for forever, right? And we've been saying it doesn't matter how we dress. It doesn't matter what we look like. It doesn't matter what language we use. It doesn't matter. It's not about that. It's about the color of our skin. And this kid is proving that right there. It's about the color of his skin. That was it. And so lucky that they're alive to tell this story, which is a sad, tragic thing to have to say. Lucky
That's exactly where I'm going with this. Mm-hmm. Every time I see a young Black man, I'm so glad they live to tell the story because a lot do not.
Right.
The next story really got me heated. The one that I mentioned, I shared with Chandra, and I'll explain that a little later. But I'm going to read the last paragraph in under this article here.
Yeah.
The mother says, I've said this before. It's about accountability, Monica Shepard told CNN. You can't just form a mob and go around being vigilante citizens. There's laws against that. I'm not interested in sitting down. It's all about accountability at the end of the day. Kitta and Wood are being labeled as white supremacists and blame the Shepard's family and their lawyers for this characterization. After being acquitted, I don't know why, the men feel the Shepherds and legal team have mischaracterized them. Lawyers for the two men said that not only do they want apologies from the family. Wait a minute, I misread that. I jumped the line. Wait a minute. Lawyers for the two men say not only they want the families to come together and sort out what they believe is a misunderstanding, but their clients also want an apology from Monica Shepard and her teen son, Damien, as well as their family's lawyer for comments they feel painted their clients as racist. So you're saying these two people have that much power, as well as the lawyer, because they accused the attorney as well, have that much power that they painted you this way and the world look at you this way. How about you painted yourself that way with your behavior? You dressed up in your uniform. You were off duty. You showed up at these people's house. No warrant, no nothing. No badge, probably not. Your gun on your side with a mob behind you. What about that? Why didn't that paint you as racist? Why couldn't that been characterized you as white supremacist? Why not?
Right.
Just these two people and an attorney? Just those three people characterize you that way? So how did you lose your job? Did it have anything to do with what they said? How about your actions? I don't blame this mother for not wanting to sit down. For what? Ain't no talking. What we gonna talk about? There is no talking.
Talk? You were like 10 seconds away from shooting this kid dead. And you were probably, of course, not even, if you got any kind of tip at all. I'm not saying that they did, but let's pretend they got some kind of tip outside it. You were probably at the wrong damn house too. Because, have we heard of that before? Quote unquote, Breonna Taylor, quote unquote, a 4-year-old girl lying dead in her bed because the police on duty raided the wrong house. And countless times that's happened. And why do they make that mistake with us? Right? That is the question. People don't ask that question. You need to ask that question. As soon as you ask the question, you have the answer. They would never make that mistake. Even with middle class to poor white people, they would not make that mistake. They would double check those addresses. They would double check those names. The door opens, they'd be asking for the name before they do anything. They wouldn't be going on the way that they do, but they do not look at us like we are people like them. They don't. They don't. It's not even that we're second class citizens. It's that it's almost like your dog demanding that your dog has rights, right? And you're like, you don't have rights. You sleep where I tell you to sleep. You pee when I tell you can go outside and pee, right? Like that's how they kind of see it still, right? And we can pretend we're post-racial, but we're not post-racial because there's a lot of people who still exist with that mindset. And then they're growing up children and grandchildren to think like that. And to think that it's okay for them to do this. Because I want to ask every single one of those people. I don't care whose kid was missing. I bet you for a busload of 7-year-olds, innocent little 7-year-old white girls were missing. Okay? Went missing on your damn street. You would not let nobody into your house to search it. Nobody. Period. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. Right? You'd be talking about your rights and the Constitution and
right.
Right?
You'll be Ken then. You'll turn into a Ken.
Mm-hmm.
What about my rights?
Exactly. And if you went to knock on the door and a white face had opened that door, you would have asked them very nicely. If they said no, then you say, well, we could maybe get a warrant. You'd be like, listen, they would tell you there's no girl here. And you'd be like, all right, listen, he said there's no girl here. I believe him. That's what would happen.
Right.
Because right when you're dealing with other humans, that's how you deal with things. You don't go with mob rule and it's okay. I can just take away your rights. I can just invade that house. Don't worry, there's no father in that home. Right? I'm gonna push over that woman, and if that boy gives me trouble, I'm just gonna pop him. That's what they were thinking, and then they'll tell a different story later. That's what they planned on doing. So thank God they are alive right now to tell this story, and they painted you like
Yes.
raging white supremacist racist because you are, and they didn't have to paint. All they had to do was tell the story. We painted it for them because it's obvious, like it's clear as day. I don't. Sorry.
Crystal clear.
Right? You don't want to be painted as a racist. Don't act like a racist. How about that?
Amen.
That's all I got to say about that. You don't want to be painted as a racist. Don't act like a racist. Just saying.
It's ridiculous.
It's beyond ridiculous, and it's disgusting, and beyond the fact that it's ridiculous and disgusting, and this is the important part, is it's so dangerous for our children. It's so dangerous for especially our young men. It's so dangerous. We can't sit back and continue to say it's okay. Well, they probably didn't mean it. Well, they were wrong and we got them charged. Like, you thought SoHo Karen was bad? SoHo Karen just, first of all, she ain't scary, but she just stopped a man in a hotel and tried to take a phone off of him and whatever. And, this is different. Imagine SoHo Karen had showed up with 50 of her closest friends to invade his home. Like that. Like, this is SoHo Karen on steroids. This is,
Yeah.
Jeez.
I was just, blood was boiling. I'm just so glad. Like I said, every time I hear a story, I'm just so glad that the person lived. But I'm still tired of this. It keeps happening time after time after time.
Of course. Of course. Well, I'll talk about a couple things today. And you know what's interesting? I want y'all to tell me if you see it, because I'm not gonna point it out initially. I want y'all to tell me if you see it first, because see, I see a discrepancy, obviously, in a lot of things, right? But the thing that I see a major discrepancy in, obviously, other than what we just talked about, is the way that our behavior is perceived, period, right? Like, do we get the same kind of passes, i.e., does white privilege exist? So first, before I go into my story, I'm just gonna play y'all a little reminder of a little something that happened before we go into my first story, care of Sir Petty over there, DeAndre. So let's go like this. Now, if y'all remember, this dude, this is the officer, okay, who was addressing the killer in the Asian massage parlor killings. What? Remember that? Asian massage parlor. Right. So not only did he go to, I think it was 3 different salons already and kill a whole bunch of Asian women, but he was apprehended while on his way to Florida, right, to kill more Asian women. And then they interview him once and they come give this statement. And, first part of the statement, he says, well, I really don't think it's racially motivated. I really don't think it's, he had a sexual addiction and, he just thought that the places would entice him. It's not really a racial thing. No, it's more like an addiction thing. And then he ended with this statement for those of y'all who saw it or didn't see it. Oh, let's hear how they characterized this particular criminal. Okay.
When I spoke with investigators, they interviewed him this morning, and they got that impression that yes, he understood the gravity of it, and he was pretty much fed up and kind of at the end of his rope. And yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did. I'm not going to go to. I don't know if he was remorseful or not.
It's a really bad day. It's a really bad day. Y'all heard that, right? I mean, come on. You have a really bad day, Char. I'm sure you go and slaughter multiple people.
I don't do that. No.
That's weird. I thought it was a normal reaction. Okay, so now with that being said, and it's not that he just slaughtered a lot of people, right? Is that he went into places and only killed Asian women in those places, which is why there are people who were in there alive to tell the story. But not really a racist thing. Okay, cool. So now we're going to talk about another situation. This is a story we're actually going to get into right now. So first I'm going to show y'all the video, okay? And then I'm going to show you we've actually apprehended the suspect from this video. So if y'all don't know, absolutely disgusting and outrageous. Elderly Asian American woman released from New York hospital after brutal attack. Okay, this was in broad daylight. So this is actually video from the surveillance cameras. And I mean, honestly, it's not good at all. Okay. Right. And luckily it's not too brutal because it's kind of pixelated. Right. So you've got a woman there. Look, she's walking. He just kicked her in the stomach. Now he's stomping her in the head. Yeah. Yeah. And this is a hotel.
World?
Yeah. Yeah. So this is a hotel. And look, watch. The hotel just comes and they just casually come to close the door.
They're not about something. Don't close the door.
Right. Like, dude, if that was not the coldest thing you ever did see, because if that, let's be real, first of all, if that was a little blonde woman, no way they would have walked over there and closed the door. Right? This is an elderly Filipino woman. Okay. So now they apprehended the suspect. Mm-hmm. And to be clear, with the rest of the statements I'm going to make today, this is not to say that I don't think this was a hate crime. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. Nor am I saying that I think that it's okay for people to attack elderly Asian women. Not saying that. Okay, I'm not saying that. I just want to point out a discrepancy in the way some of these things are handled. So up next, right, I'm going to, like I told you guys, okay, they did actually apprehend a suspect. Okay, so let's take a look now. And for the record, right, before I click, I want y'all to know they apprehended the suspect and they've charged him with hate crimes. This was a hate crime. Okay, let's see what this suspect looks like. Shocking! Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, what? You think that has anything to do? I don't know. I'm so surprised. I thought maybe for once, right, they treated white people the way they treat everyone. No, apparently not. Like, actually charged with a hate crime. Shock of all shocks, it's a black man. Now, to be honest with you, right, this man should not be on the streets. The fact that anyone ever let him out onto the streets makes me very scared for the world. Now, he had been previously arrested and in prison. In 2000, he was arrested for robbery and assault. But in 2002, he was put into prison for murdering his own mother.
What? I knew he didn't seem right, even though it was pixelated. Wow.
Right. Which in and of itself, and I'm just being honest here, right? So when I see that a man had that much hate and rage inside of him that he would murder his own mother, who obviously is not Asian, obviously is not a Filipina, I'm going to say that if he then randomly attacks some random woman, when he's let out of prison on lifetime parole, that the issue might be women and not Asians. That's
I would think gender, yes.
Right. You know, that's the way I would think about it. But of course, right, they understand that they made a lot of mismoves. with the massage Asian parlor incident. The cop who just said it was just a bad day, who, you know, in his spare time buys racist against Asian t-shirts and whatnot. So, you know, they have to find someone to say, see, guys, we're taking this super seriously. So, of course, if they're going to pin a hate crime on someone, right, they're going to pick a black person. Let's be real. That's what they do, right? Just like when we get tired of cops being able to slaughter us at random for no good reason when we're unarmed, right? And we're tired of them not getting punished. Who do they offer up to the gods as a sacrifice? The black cop, right? Who was actually doing his job at the time. But nope, they'll slap him with fines and charges. He'll lose his job. He'll go to prison, right? We are always a sacrificial lamb, right? So was this actually an Asian attack? Now, apparently, he muttered some type of Asian commentary as he kicked her.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Come on.
Exactly. Right? As he kicked her. I mean, but I'm going to look at this, guys. I want y'all to see something. Okay. This is the woman we're talking about. So this is the 65-year-old woman. If we were walking down the street and I passed her, the first thing that it screams to me when I look at her is not Asian. It's not the very first thing I think, actually. I would look at her for a while and be like, maybe she's a mix between some stuff or whatever, right? Because when we're talking about this kind of the Asian panic and all that, we're talking about people who tend to look somewhere around the Chinese, Japanese, Korean kind of look, right? Like, and I mean, they all kind of, you know, have a similar appearance. So you see that, and like that's, I would be like, if she looked like that, but older, I'd be like, okay, fine. But she doesn't. She doesn't look like she's from China, which is apparently what they're saying all of the racist attacks are coming from. Is people saying, oh, I hate the Chinese now and blah, blah, blah because of Corona, because Trump said, right? So I don't know. To me, I don't really think that this was a hate crime against Asian people. I think this was a hate crime against women because he hates women because his mom did God knows what to him, right? That's what I honestly think. But again, right, why not just slap the hate crime on him? Because let's be real. He's going back to prison no matter what they find because he was on lifetime parole for killing his mother. And this is what he does when they let him out of prison. So should Billy Elliot, why do we keep wanting to say, should Brandon Elliott go back to prison for life? Absolutely. Right? Should he be the flagship under which they go, see, we are charging people with Asian hate crimes, guys. Don't worry, we do care. No, absolutely not. Right? Should they tack that on to Buddy, who showed up at multiple massage parlors to just kill Asian women and was traveling to another one when they apprehended him? Should they tag that with an Asian hate crimes? Absolutely. Let's see if they actually charge a white person with Asian hate crimes. Let's see if that happens. I think we're going to see lots of black people doing Asian hate crimes. I don't think we're going to see it. And I just had to bring up that discrepancy. Ridiculous.
You're not going to see it.
Nope. Of course not.
All right, so let me move on to the next one. It really got me mad. Okay, so young guy, I watch him. He is a content creator. He does reaction videos for music. And I think I ran into him maybe 2 years ago because of Eminem. He loves Eminem. And he was doing reaction, and I was getting to, learn some different music and everything. And actually what I really enjoy about him too, he actually can hear and understand 98% of lyrics. He's not lyrically challenged.
Oh, lucky him.
So that was so dear to my heart. Just saying. So he was stopped driving while black. And yeah, So I just wanted to share it, and let's see what he has to tell you.
I just bought my mom. I bought my mama a car, right? So I went to the car place to look at the car this morning. Then after I left the car place, me and my barber, we went to the car wash. He went to clean out his trunk, and I went to vacuum out my floors. Cause y'all know I just bought a new Corvette. I didn't make a video because I get tired of niggas trying to tell me how to spend my money. But anyway, I got a new Corvette like a week ago. Some of y'all follow me, most of y'all follow me on Instagram, so y'all know. But look, anyway, I'm at the car wash, right? And I got down, we do what we gotta do. I dap him up, he go his way, I go my way. Now, this is the key part of the story. For me to get home, I literally go straight. No turns, no nothing. I go straight. Now look. Now, I'm driving. I'm literally just driving slow as shit because it's raining hard as hell. Minding my business, going home. Then my rearview mirror, it's a mirror and a camera. If y'all know the new cars, the new Corvettes, they can turn from a normal mirror to a camera. I always have my camera on because it's clear as shit and you can see everything behind you. Now, remind y'all, I'm always looking in that mirror for some reason because I be paranoid. And it's a blue Expedition behind me, right? Now, I look in the mirror, like 5 minutes later, I see police lights. I see nothing but police lights. 2 police cars stopping me. I'm instantly like, what the fuck I do? Like, I'm driving slow as shit, so I know I ain't speeding. I know I ain't do nothing illegally. I ain't switch lanes. I ain't do nothing. I'm literally going straight. My route to get home is literally going in the straight line. Straight. Nothing. So I know I ain't do nothing. So I'm like, bro, I know they stopped me because of this car. Because I had my window down for a couple seconds. I forgot what I had my window down for. I let my window down for something. And goddamn, they probably saw that I was black. And they was wondering how the fuck he got that car. I know that's what it was. Now, I'm going to give y'all the reasoning why I know that was the reason. Now, look. I pull over in the median. Remind y'all, it's raining hard as shit. So I let my window down. All my interior getting wet as shit. It's getting wet as shit while I'm talking to the lady. Now, it's 2 police officers. It's 2. One of them walked on the left side, one of them walked on the right side, and one of them walked on the driver's side where I was at. It was a female that walked on my side. The man, he walking on the other side with both of them got their hand on their gun now. I see all this because I got a camera in the car. I see these niggas. So they walk up to the car all slow, knocked on the window. I let the window down. Remind y'all, they looking nervous as shit. So I'm nervous. I'm like, bro, I done seen this shit happen way too many times. So goddamn, she said, I stopped you because you did an improper turn. Pause right there. I did an improper turn, but all I did is go straight the whole time. She tried to tell me what highway I turned off and on. Right there, I knew she was lying. I ain't say nothing though. Then she said, you also was driving too close to other cars. Right there, I said, nah, you stopped me because I'm in this car. That's why you stopped me. She told me to excuse me. I said, yeah, you stopped me because of this car. You saw who was in the car and you wanted to be nosy. That's what I told her. Because I don't like the police, bro. I don't like the police. But look, anyway, goddamn, right, she told me what I did. She asked for my license, registration, and insurance. I gave her all 3, no problem. Gave it to her. She went back there and ran it in her car or whatever she did and told me to get out the car. Remind you, I'm getting stopped for an improper turn now. She stopped me for an improper turn. Why the fuck do I got to get out the car?
That's what I want to know. Why do you have to get out the car? Why do they keep asking them to get out the car? That's what I want to know. How can they continue to ask us to get out the car? Why don't they stop asking? What can we do to end this? This is ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. The fact when he got here in the story, the fact that he's living to tell the rest of it, to tell the story at all, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm extremely happy. But I am still at the edge of my seat because I'm still wondering what happened.
Right. Yeah.
What happened? He's almost done with the story. I think it's a month now. He just proposed to his girlfriend.
Oh.
Just proposed. So he got it on the family had filmed it and everything, and she said yes. She is so cool too. She is so cool. But anyway, he just proposed to his girlfriend. He has a son by her. The man been engaged for 30 days. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how the end of this story could have turned out?
Yeah. Yeah.
Black man shot, blah blah. You know the rest. Let me stop. Let me play. Okay. Just want to share that with the audience. And yes, Queen, you got to get here on time.
They made me get out the car. The other police officer walked me with my hands behind my back, made me put my hands on the hood of the police car, and he searched me. For what? What is you searching me for? Then the lady come back, tell me, is there any reason we smell marijuana coming from your car? Boy, when this lady said that, boy, I want to slap the shit out of both of these niggas. Nigga, I don't smoke. I don't smoke at all. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't do nothing. My car smell like fucking baby powder spray. When I went and got my windows tinted, they gave me like some kind of spray. Y'all know that strong ass spray that they give you sometimes when you buy a new car? Goddamn, they gave me that. I chose the baby powder flavor.
I understand how the man feel.
That's what my whole car smells like. And she told me, she stopped me because of marijuana. Now, you just told me you stopped me for an improper turn and for driving too close to other cars. Which one is it? Is it the improper turn? Is it the driving too close? Or is it marijuana? Now, this way it gets even better right here now. It gets better right here. Goddamn, they searched me. And then she said, is there anything in the car that we should know about? I said, I got a pistol in the glove department. They got nervous as shit when I said that. They got, bro, when I tell you, and then she asked me why I was nervous. Because I was nervous. Nigga, I'm black, and I got two police officers with their hands on their guns telling me I got marijuana, and I got a gun in the car. It's a legal gun, but I'm still nervous. Because I don't know what the fuck about to happen. So she was like, do you mind if I search your car? Now, y'all know the hood is the trunk and the trunk is the hood, whatever, however you want to put it. So I had to pop both of them. She searched that. She searched inside the car. Then she went to the passenger side, got the pistol out the glove department. She got my pistol. She ran the numbers on my pistol. Then she came back to me, telling me, you say you just got this car? Show me proof when you just got it. Now, at this point, I know all kind of illegal shit going on. None of this shit supposed to be happening if I'm just getting stopped for an improper turn. So then I showed the lady. I showed the lady exactly when I bought the car, March 23rd. Everything, literally everything. Everything came back clean. Even that I'm a YouTuber came back to her because she came back to me. She was like, I see you're a YouTuber or a content creator, whatever she said. I said, yes, ma'am. Then they try to act like fans, then they try to act all cool. Like they ain't just do all this shit to me. Boy, that shit, boy. This is not the first time this happened to me. Every city I moved to, this has happened to me. But it was never this bad. Why the fuck am I getting searched for an improper turn, for not having a signal light on, like she said? In a left turning lane, at a light. She said I was at a light she said it was 2 lanes that turn left at the light. And y'all know them lanes have the arrows on the goddamn road telling you what way you're going. And she said I didn't have a signal light on. And I never turned. I went straight from the car wash on a straight road, on a straight highway, straight to my house. But she said I made an improper turn. Man, them cops stopped me because they saw me driving that car. They wanted to know who the fuck was in a $100,000 car. Why? They was wondering why the fuck is a young person like that in a $100,000 car. I'm not stupid, bro. I know they ain't supposed to do none of that shit. If you stopping me for a signal light, why am I getting searched? Why are you running? Why are you searching my car, going all over my car and shit? Why am I in the middle of the highway with my hands on y'all hood? Man, ain't no way, bro. And then the best part about it, after all that, this the ticket right here. This the ticket right here. I ain't want to got there and show y'all my information. But I'm going to show y'all the bottom part. Look, improper turn. She gave me a fucking warning. If I did all this illegal shit, why am I getting a warning? Why am I getting a warning? If I did so much shit, why am I getting a warning, bro? I'm in the middle of a fucking busy ass highway getting searched on a police car for an improper turn. Boy, now y'all see why I don't like the police, right? That's why I don't like the police. Not all police, but most of them. Man, I'm gone.
That's right. Most of them. Most of them. Because they all under the same system. They have to abide by so much of the rules. Because you have some people that's not going to abide by the rules. You have so many traffic stops, arrests, and whatever else is going on. I don't know all the what it is, but you know the hell what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. The same thing over and over. I think he's in North Carolina, Michael. I'm not for certain. I know he used to live there, but I think he's still there, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, again, as I said, another young man driving while black. All of that. And he may not have made it home. What marijuana? I don't know how legal it is in whatever state if he's in that particular state. Let's say if it is, it would have escalated. We already know that. They pretended that they smelled something. Is there a reason why we smell? What the hell? So if they smelled it and it's legal, and he actually had done so, again, we know the story would have been different. He might not have made it home, but still, this is too much. The man he got to get out of his car. If you start off with an illegal turn, that goes into step out the car. For what reason? How does that go? If your code is 257, how does the 257 said legal turn? The passenger must get out the car. The passengers, they have to get out the car. They must be searched. Their license ran, registration, all that. Come on now.
Right.
Come on, the same thing over and over and over again. But we don't have time. Now just think, this has happened to black men. Common black men. Even some men that don't have nice cars. Being pulled over. Your brother, your cousin, your nephew, your uncle, your father, your grandfather, they being pulled over. This has happened all the time. I'm not hearing anything. Maybe it's out there. I just don't hear it. But I'll just say this. From the content that I see in YouTube, because we all share the same audience, I don't see any streams that are saying, hey, brothers, this is happening to us. We need to get together and figure out what we can do. You have police officers in your mix. I don't hear anyone trying to solve this problem, to do something. If it's out there, I beg your pardon. My apologies. But your voice is very low. I'm gonna put it that way. I don't hear it.
Well, let me tell you what's out there. What's out there is this. This happens because people don't know their rights. This happens because people want to get ornery. This happens because they were doing something illegal and it's not the cops' fault. That's what you end up hearing. Anyone who's actually really trying to address this as a topic, that's what I hear. In fact, so much so, right, that while I was listening, all I could think back to is a story that happened about 6-7 years ago. And I wanted to just, this is my feedback to what you're talking about, because this is,
Okay.
I just had this discussion not that long ago,
Oh, wow.
about a week or two ago. And I brought her up, Camilla Brock. Okay. Do y'all remember Camilla Brock? Camilla Brock was pulled over. Because, do you remember her? Because she was stopped at a red light with her music playing loud and not touching her steering wheel. Okay. Now, the cop said, "Why are you driving without your hands on the steering wheel?" And she said, "My hands were on the steering wheel. I was at a red light." Okay. Then, right, they ask her, "Who does the car belong to?" She says herself. They ask her what her job is. She says she's a professional banker, right? She talked about her status and who she is. And she said she's so much somebody that even President Obama, follows her on Instagram or Twitter or whatever. And they said, "Oh, this chick thinks she's a banker and she owns a BMW? Ha! She must be crazy." So they arrested her, threw her in the loony bin for 8 days, pumping her full of drugs. Okay. And they were not going to release her unless she admitted 3 things. 1, she does not own a BMW. Okay. Number 2, she's not a professional banker. And number 3, that Obama does not follow her on anything. Even though these were all verifiably true facts. Okay. All verifiably true facts about her. They didn't even take the time to confirm if the BMW belonged to her or not. They just decided that no Black woman could own such an expensive fancy car, just like they did to that brother, right? No brother could own such an expensive fancy car. And if he does, well, it's probably because he's a drug dealer or a gun pusher or something, right? And that's how they get you. They want you out of the car. The first thing she said after she said, red light, that's why I was sitting there. What did they say? They asked her to get out of the car. It's the first thing they do, because they can't make you get out of the car for a traffic stop. But once you get out of the car, now they have cause to search you. Now they have cause to put their hands on you, and they know it. That's why they push, because they can't make you come out of the car because it's a traffic stop and you've done nothing wrong. But once you get out of the car, then you're basically a threat to them. Now they're allowed to treat you like you're a threat. And so when people say it's because you don't know your rights, that's 1,000% true, right? People think that they have to get out of the car. You don't, right? There's nothing that says you're supposed to get out of the car. In fact, you're not supposed to get out of the car, right? Because when you get out of the car, then you can do stuff to them. Normally they want you to sit there in the car. Don't be a threat to them. They're trying to get you out of the car. It's because they're trying to search your car, to catch you on something you did wrong. They're trying to plant stuff in your car. Remember, we played that video where it was a guy who did it over and over and over again, where after they had pulled over the wrong person, made all of those, "I smell weed," and blah, 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 and there was nothing in the car. They searched the car 10 times. And then his body camera catches him planting weed inside of a very visible, openly visible place that's been searched 6 times, and there was nothing there. That's what they do.
Over and over and over again. So that's why I say, again, beg your pardon if I am wrong, because I don't watch every stream. I can't catch every stream. But again, we share the same audience. I do not see where Black men are talking about this. And the streams can be long. They could be anywhere from 4 hours to 14 hours. But I don't see anything. I don't hear about it. No particular uploads. I can go back. No community tab. Nothing where these men are saying, "I'm tired of this." I hear they're tired about, and I'm gonna leave that alone. Woosah. Woosah. And
You're
I'm going
right,
to
though.
quickly show this too. Because I know some people may, well, yeah, I know you guys know about this guy here, which is, he goes into the same thing, which I was going to show, is the guy from the movie Power. He was stopped in a traffic stop because he has a nice car. He looks like a girl. I'm gonna see if he gonna transition. That's all I'm saying. Um, Here's the video. It's gonna be real short, but I'll play it if you can hear it.
Just give me the license.
Can you take the hand out?
Yeah, I told you it was real short. He was stopped because he has a nice car. He's playing music, okay, whatever. But the cop got his hand on his weapon. And he was saying he was scared to death because he's driving around in a nice car. He's how old is he? The young man. He's 21, I think. That's why I said he's 21. He looked too girly. He is 21, I think I read. No, he's 20. He's 20 years old.
Oh.
And they stopped him because he's driving a nice car. So it doesn't matter, you're a movie star or not. That's why I'm like, it's still the common denominator is black. So where are the men that are saying, hey, let's do something? Can we do something? Discuss it. They got time to discuss the coochie that is available or not available or what they had or whatever they're saying, But I'm just saying, why not be tired, so disgusted at this to try to help make a change for yourself? Not only yourself, but your brother, your uncle, your cousin, your nephew.
Right. Yeah. I think a
That's
lot of
all I'm
people don't
saying.
understand how the news works, right? So they don't understand that for every story you see in a newspaper today, there was thousands of choices just in that person's city alone, right? What they do is they go through all of the possible cases, right? And they try to find one that's quote unquote newsworthy, right? That's going to make their paper sell, right? And then of course they cover what's already viral. But there's a bunch of stuff that goes uncovered every single day. Hundreds of thousands of reports in every single state that go uncovered by the news, even though they happen, right? What I think would need to happen is black journalists, right? Because you are journalists, get registered where you're actually a journalist, right? And then you need to go and that news ticker that journalists go through that work for the big news names, you need to go through that. And you need to cover everything that the news is not covering. Like you need to have a whole section on your newspaper just of when this happens. So that way it's visible. And then, what bloggers and stuff, they can pick that up because right now we're kind of limited to what the newspapers choose to publish, choose to put out there. Right.
Yes.
So I don't live, if you don't live in that state, you don't live in that city, you don't even have access to the local newspapers, let alone to what's happening with that ticker. People need to go and start getting the information out there. It's there, it's accessible. Go find those names that aren't being published, right? You go make those calls. You go, contact these people. Get that information out there so that way we can see. So when people say, oh, it doesn't happen that frequently, you could be like, well, actually, blacknews.com over there, well, they just showed that in just the southern states alone, there was 600,000 times that happened in the last month, right? Then we can start making that viral. Not one story is viral. The story is that it happened 600,000 times, right?
Right.
Stop acting like this happens infrequently. It doesn't. It happens all the time. And it doesn't happen just in poor neighborhoods. It doesn't happen just to gangster looking kids. It doesn't happen to everything that people think it happens to. It happens to upstanding, it happens to the rich, it happens to the sciencey types, it happens to the nerds, it happens to the light skin, it happens to the dark skin, it happens to the old, it happens to the young. Especially to our black men, especially. And
Yes.
A lot of times it ends very badly for them where they either die or now they have a criminal charge for a criminal act. They never did, but the cop needs to justify why it is he shot this kid in the foot, why it is that he punched this kid in the face. So there you go. We're going to put you in there and trumped up charges. And if the newspapers don't pick it up, it doesn't go viral, guess what? That kid's stuck with that charge now. How do you prove the cop's lying? Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Well, listen, y'all. I'm going to now talk to y'all a little bit because, again, we're going to see the differences here. So I wanted to highlight that. But it happens in Canada, too. A lot of people think for some reason, like, you know, your northern friends up here, we are post-racial. We're not, okay? You know, a lot of racist people. And, you know, whenever I find, you know, a big news story, I try to show y'all, like, nah, stuff happens here, too. Sometimes it's a little less directed. Maybe it's a little less physical normally, right? But it absolutely happens. We do have racist sentiments here. And so I want y'all to hear the story of this man and his wife.
Okay.
And what happened and why it happened. Again, this is another one of the Asian attack type stories, right? So, I mean, of course, you would think since this was Asian-y, right? There's definitely going to be, at the end, at the conclusion of the couple things I show you about this gentleman and his wife, for sure he slapped with a hate crime, right? I'm sure you're thinking that. Let's take a look, though.
Okay.
Richmond RCMP are investigating a racist incident in a popular Steveston coffee shop. Just the latest in a wave of ugly incidents targeting Asian Canadians in Metro Vancouver. It happened Monday afternoon, and the racial insults were caught on video. CTV's Maria Weisgarber reports.
Police were called to the coffee shop at the corner of Moncton Street and Number 1 Road just after 3 p.m. on Monday, and they say an arrest was made. I spoke with staff at the cafe who said the person targeted in the assault was a manager. We have reached out to her. So far, the RCMP have not provided any details about what happened, but security video shared online shows someone bringing a table in from outside and then sitting with another person. Staff at the cafe said the couple was blocking the washroom and was too close to another patron for distancing requirements.
I want to explain to you, so before the news story continues. So what happened is this, okay? So they came in, right? And everywhere that has indoor seating right now has to, you know, change everything around because of distancing. And so they came in, they wanted their hot mochas and stuff, and there was no indoor seating available. There was some outdoor seating available. Well, his wife didn't want to sit outside. She wanted to sit inside. So he went outside, grabbed a table, grabbed 2 chairs, and said, well, I guess we're going to now sit here. So now, not only are they too close to other patrons, but they're blocking the washroom. And of course, making this cafe violate the law, which means if they allow it to stay that way, they're going to be slapped with an epic fine and maybe even shut down. Like, it's not their choice. They don't want to make their patrons have to drink their mocha outside, right? But it's currently the law. It's not their choice. They didn't do it. It's not some weird Asian culture or something, right? Like, okay, so let's see what happens now. Remember, they're up here.
So when another table became free, the couple was offered a chance to move. Refused. The security video shows drinks being poured on the floor and something being thrown as the couple exits. There was also cell phone video, which was posted online, showing a couple getting into a vehicle, and racial slurs can be heard.
Okay. Now, if y'all couldn't tell what happened there, let's rewind a little bit so you could see as they're walking out. What happened was, as they were getting up here, just so you can see it again, right? He threw his stuff on the ground, but as she gets up, she takes her mocha and throws it in her face. Okay, take a look again.
Thrown as the couple exits. There was
See?
also cell phone
She threw
video,
it.
which was posted online,
And now they threw
showing
the
a
cups.
couple getting into a vehicle.
Okay. Now, they kind of cut off the second part of this interaction, which is cell phone video. I want y'all to actually see it a little bit more clearly. So we're going to switch over and just watch it direct.
Okay.
I want you, because at this point we haven't heard audio, right? So you see what happened, but I mean, between the Karens and Kevins and how they act whenever they're told they can't do something, maybe it's not race. You don't know. Okay, well, let's see if it's race. Okay.
What did you say? What did you say? Huh?
I say leave it be.
What did your wife say?
Let it go. She's not well. Let it go.
Huh?
Let it. Fucking Chinese.
Okay.
Oh.
Fucking Chinese.
You're fucking racist.
Virus with you.
You're fucking racist.
I don't know. I clearly heard statements against Chinese people. That's me. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But I heard some race stuff. But maybe, hey, listen, maybe he's having a bad day, right? Well, this got posted. Maybe I mean, come on, right? Maybe he's just having a bad day. Him and his wife, maybe his wife's unwell. He's having a bad day. Things happen. People just say racist stuff, but they don't mean it, right? Okay. Well, when this got posted to Reddit, someone went, hold on. I think I recognize that dude. Isn't that the dude from the other racist rant? Right? And someone went, yeah, it is. Just like our Karen from last week, right? People just love to do this stuff. Listen, it's like Derek Jackson said, okay? When you catch someone doing something bad, right? It's not the first time they did it. It's just the first time they got caught. Right? In Buddy's case, though, that wasn't even the first time he got caught. This, thus far, is the first time he got caught. Let's take a listen to this. All right.
He started spraying me at my car and then at me when I approached closer to take a shot of the license plate.
A racist rant caught on video is coming out of Richmond, where a man called out for breaking strata bylaws fires back with hate.
What does that say? No car washing. English and
English.
A Richmond woman who has asked to remain anonymous was meeting up with a group of friends Saturday morning when she noticed a man blocking multiple parking spaces to wash his car, apparently breaking strata bylaws.
When I saw that my friend was trying to back up her car into the space and the gentleman wouldn't move aside, I started to take a video with my phone and got out of the car because I can't take a clear picture of the license plate. My intention at that time was to forward it to the Strata Council.
And that is when things escalated.
Yeah. I hate Chinese.
Oh, you do?
You know.
Okay.
This is a fucking invention. This is not an immigration anymore.
Park.
You know, go back to your country if you don't like
no
it.
car washing.
Yeah.
You. Yeah.
My friend came in after. He also started filming as well because he could hear the gentleman kept swearing at us.
This is the second racially charged video that has surfaced in the Lower Mainland in less than a week. On Tuesday, this video surfaced from inside a Lower Mainland drugstore.
Speak English, Canada.
Experts say this is not a new problem.
I think now that everybody has a cell phone, people are just documenting what they've been experiencing all along, and white people like us get to see it for the first time. You know, I think in some ways it's of course really distressing and upsetting. It's really disturbing. But it's also not surprising. I'm a historian of Canada, and racial conflict of this nature has been around as long as there have been colonizers around.
Meanwhile, this was all happening while her 9-year-old daughter was waiting in the car.
She asked me, like, what's going on, Mom? And I told her, you know what, the gentleman is just not understanding other people's culture. And I actually took the opportunity to try to educate her how to keep an open mind.
Now, I want y'all to think about that. So there's a 9-year-old in the car. He's violating their bylaws, right? His response is to go on a racial tirade and basically blame her for thinking he should follow the bylaws in Richmond. Because, again, these Karens and Kevins do not like to be told what to do. They don't, right? Now, I want y'all to think about one more thing about Richmond, okay? Because Richmond, I mean, they showed you, oh, this isn't the first time. Man, all you gotta look for is Richmond, BC. Richmond, BC is racist as hell. Okay, they have so many racial incidents, it's crazy. Now, I want y'all to see the following incident, okay? And I'm gonna tell you how that ended, which is why I'm 1,000% for sure that nothing is going to happen to this man in his way. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely not. I'll tell you why. Okay, let's take a look at this video though. So this is another incident. Initially, I thought it actually might be his wife, right? So just let's kind of the same color hair, but it is a different woman. But I want y'all to just hear this really quick, and then I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. Okay.
We don't want you here because you can't drive. You see, you crossed the line. I crossed the line. You don't know a damn thing. Go back to China where you belong. Chinky, chinky, China lady.
Like, they're not even like mature with their racism, right? Like, it's like cheeky. Like, who says that? Just in general, right? And so a slight assault actually happened at that time, and the police came out later and they said, "Hey, listen, we're not going to charge this woman with a hate crime of any sort. However, if you guys continue to say bad things about her online, we are going to start charging you guys with anti-white racism crimes. We will charge the people commenting on this woman with hate crimes." I swear to God that was. Why am I sure nothing's gonna happen? Because they turned around and said, "Hey, listen, these people acted super racist and a bunch of stuff. Cool. We're not gonna charge them with anything, but whereas if you keep bothering them and don't just let them be, we're gonna charge you with a hate crime for criticizing their racism and calling them racists." Yeah.
One more time.
Right?
I'm confused on that one.
Right?
It's ridiculous.
It's beyond ridiculous. And this is my point, right? This is the point I was trying to make here with these few articles, right? So when it's a black man, right? Oh, well, we'll just slap that hate crime right up on them, right? I mean, on one side, I don't know if I feel like better or worse about the fact that they don't care about who they're attacking or what race they're hating today. They don't care at all. White people are exempted from all of it. I don't know if it's like, did I feel special before when I thought it was only us, or I don't know. But I know for sure, right, that it's clearly showing you. It doesn't matter what they're acting out, why they're acting out, what they do. They're not going to be slapped with hate crimes. And see, that's why? Because we all allow it to be okay. We allow racism, just as a concept, right, to be okay. It's okay for you to say these things and do these things, right? It's not okay for you to kill my kids, of course, but it's okay for you to say terrible things, right? And then I was gonna be like, see those racist bastards, see those white supremacists, and leave it at that. And see, their behavior has been excused for so long, but what we're not recognizing, we're not putting two and two together. That when we're excusing the racist ideas and the racist attitudes, well, what happens with ideas and attitudes? They become what? Actions. Look, that buddy, the last time he was caught, he was just yelling racist expletives the first time he was caught. Now him and his wife are in a coffee shop. What are they doing? Now pouring water and throwing cups at people. What do you think the next thing's gonna be? They're escalating. They're escalating, right? And that's what they do. They escalate. And so the next time it's going to be more than calling someone the N-word. The next time it's going to be more than pulling someone over for no good reason just because they're black in a fancy car, right? You're going to keep escalating the behavior until something tragic happens, and then people are going to go, but he was such a nice guy. I mean, I don't think he was really racist. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yeah, wasn't racist. It's fine.
Darn shame.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, I'm going to give you a really fast update on Miss SoHo Karen. Just real quick. Fast update. Miss old SoHo Karen, she strikes again. Maya Ponsetto interrupts judge to say she wants to dodge jail. Oh yeah, that's what she says. She says she don't want to go to jail. Forget all that. Manhattan Criminal Court Judge John Savaki asked defense attorney Paul D'Emilia if Ponsetto wants to waive time, a legal term that refers to stopping the speedy trial clock from running, which D'Emilia said he did not want. All right, so Savani said before Ponsetto interrupted. Waiving time? I would not like to go spend time in jail, said Ponsetto, who is on supervised release over the incident. Ponsetto criminal defense attorney Paul D'Emilia jumped in saying, Maya, please, don't say anything. I'll talk. And then the judge says, your attorney will explain to you what we are talking about here. Savaki says, it has to do with people's obligation to proceed with the case in a manner consistent with your statutory rights to a speedy trial. So that is the update. The poor attorney was trying to just talk to the judge. She has to be there because, that's her trial, her trial attorney. And she clearly just said, hey, forget all that. I don't want no jail time. Now, you know for sure that when you have your attorney, they tell you what's going on. They'll explain that to you.
Mm-hmm.
They always do. So she already knew that, but she can't help herself. She just got to say something. That's just who she is. She's like, I got to talk. I can't help myself. I got to jump in. I got to take control.
Oh my God. Like, I think it's amazing at the end of the day that that woman honestly feels in her heart and soul that she's so entitled in life that she can tell the judge what she wants.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, no, I want to dodge jail. That's what I want to do. Who cares what you want? Who asked you what you want? I don't remember anybody like the judge doesn't ask you what you want. The judge gives you something and you say thank you, sir, before he makes it 2 times worse. Like, I
Right.
want to dodge jail. It's good for you. You know what? I bet you everyone who shows up in court wants to dodge jail. I am pretty positive there's nobody who shows up in court and says, you know what? I would really like to go to jail, sir. Like, no. Like, just, oh my God. Oh my. Okay. You know what? No, Soho Karen, just no. Not Soho Karen. Which one is? This is. I can't remember. I can't keep the Karen straight. There's just so many. So you know what? I feel like I have to add more. I do. I feel like it is my God-given right to give you guys some Karens to help end the day off right because it's been a dreary day. It's been a dreary day. So
okay.
Let's have some fun with some Karens. So one Karen got left behind. I mean, because there's just been so many things to cover. So let's take a look at Chipotle Karen. And there's actually a bonus Karen in this. I'm telling you, this channel is hilarious. Love it forever. It's like they gather the Karens for you, so you don't have to go looking. But okay,
yeah.
Okay, let's take a look here.
Karens in the wild.
that's the intro. Okay.
Thank you. Stop all the
yeah, she did try to take his mask off.
Mm.
I want to make sure y'all heard that. She said this is modern day segregation.
Mm.
That's literally what she was screaming. It's like, this is modern day segregation. I love all you people. Well, let's see how the you people react to our friend over here. Okay. All right. So I don't even know. Y'all, before we go to bonus, Karen, I don't know. Is there something in the Chipotle's food that is like, I don't know, it makes you crazy? Or I don't know. Because, see, the thing is, you would think that there would only be like one Chipotle Karen, right? But there's two. There's two. So we're going to we're gonna listen to the second Chipotle Karen before we quickly watch the bonus Karen. I y'all, I don't know. Y'all are gonna have to tell me. I've never been to a Chipotle's. Maybe there's something in the water or the food or the spices that makes Karen run wild. I don't know. This Karen though, I mean, it's like it makes them psychotic. I don't know. I don't want to die.
What the?
You see this, right? Chipotle Karen, who pulled a gun on Black family in parking lot, says she thought she was going to die during incident. Let's watch. It's not going to be reasonable if you guys were like, I don't know, y'all. Again, y'all have to tell me.
She got the gun on me.
Is it like
with the car? Call him. I'm telling.
Is it something in the food? Like, I don't know.
It's that guacamole. That's what it is. That guacamole.
Is it the guac?
So we went to Louisiana Festival for my sister's birthday. It was over 20.
I hate these autoplay videos. Now, here she is crying, right?
Oh,
poor Karen.
Oh.
Apparently, this couple was exiting Chipotle's that night when Tequila Hill claimed Jillian bumped into her 15-year-old daughters. They walked into the restaurant. Daughter Michaela Green told the Detroit News, before I could walk into Chipotle, this woman was coming out and I had moved out of the way so she could walk out. She bumped me and I said, "Excuse you." And then she started cussing me out and saying things like I was invading her personal space. Michaela said she was nervous about the situation in the parking lot, so she called her mom over. I walked up on the woman yelling at my daughter, Hill told the news outlet. She couldn't see me because her back was to me, but she was in my daughter's face. And the video from the scene that's been posted online shows the encounter after the Karen allegedly bumped into the teenager. I mean, y'all, she looks like a crazy person, right? Like, I mean, like, look at this. Like,
wow.
Who is she confronting? She's confronting a 15-year-old and her mom. Look at that. Look at the face she's making. Like, who's threatening you that seriously? Oh, wait, nobody? Okay. Now the 15-year-old calls Jillian ignorant and says she bumped into her as the woman says the teen and her mom are blocking her from getting to her car. Jillian's husband, Eric, who was at the Chipotle with her, appears and asks the Black woman, "Who the F do you guys think you are?" The two sides argue with Black women calling the white couple racist, obviously, right? And then, like, he'll just ask, why don't you just apologize for bumping into my daughter, right? Because to her, your daughter is not a person. Here she is, and here's her prize of a husband. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess I would be. I mean, if that doesn't tell you anything, I don't know what would, because she's a relatively attractive woman. Her husband, you would think she'd have a relatively attractive or at least expensive looking husband, but I don't know. And now Jillian and Eric did drive off. They drove off to another area to wait for police to arrive and were charged by the Oakland County prosecutor the following day with felony assault. Thank God.
Good.
Jillian, okay, said that the video is hard to watch. It's scary. The more I see it, the more I realize I'm more afraid of that situation now than I was then. Within moments, a second or two, I had multiple people within 2 feet of me, and I just remember thinking, I am not going home tonight. I grew up around lots of grandparents who were just everyday part of life. It was just something that was there. The interviewer told her, you're seen chambering the bullet. That means business. To which Jillian replied, that meant I'm about to die, and I don't want to die. How is she about to die? Did y'all see a threat to this psycho's life?
She was only, that was code for, you get the license plate, that'll turn me in. I got some problems. My life is gonna end.
Right?
That's what she actually was saying. Yeah.
That's part of it, but I'm telling you, a bunch of people were around her. She's never been in a crowd of people. No, it was a bunch of Black people. That was her. It was a bunch of you that scared of Black people. And again, but we're in a post-racial society, so it's fine. Don't worry, y'all. Don't concern yourselves. So that was pretty. Let's watch Crazy Karen, the bonus one. Y'all can just laugh at this one. I have literally no details for you. It's just some weird stuff. So let's just watch this on her way out because she's fun. Okay.
Here. Ma'am. No, you need to get out. Ma'am. I don't give a damn whether you get off or not. You need to get out. Your daughter, I'm not your mother, or your grandmother gets fucking raped and walks all the way over here from us to midwife to ask you for help. You dumb fucking
Get out!
motherfucker.
So fuck that! I don't give a
Fuck
damn.
you! I bet you never tell me.
Get out!
Take your fucking
Get out!
Yeah, that she's really doing that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get out!
Or what?
Get out! Get out! Get out!
Or what?
I'm not gonna deal with you right now.
Or what?
Oh my god. Or what?
Get out!
Or what? I'm so
Get out!
thirsty.
I'm
Or what? Or what?
Out!
Or what? Or what? Because you can't look at me in the eye and say, you can't help you.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude. Fuck you, dude. Fuck you. No.
Now check this dude out. He's getting her out no matter how. He's trying to pull her up by her feet. Get out.
Come on, guy. That's all you gotta do.
Dude, what a psycho freak. I hope your mom and grandma get raped. That's what she said. That was her
Oh
hope.
my goodness.
Who says things like that? Because you didn't get your way about I don't know what. You want them to help you. They're not helping you. So you wish something like that, not on him, but on women he knows. And that's how Karen feels about life. See, that is Karen when Karen's really not getting her way. She's pushed to her limit. Those are the things that she thinks about life. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
And then she didn't want to leave. She's trying to fight from leaving.
Right. Why were you staying though? He didn't want you out. He just didn't want to help you. And then you crawled over his counter to accost him. Then you started taking his displays and not just knocking them over, but throwing them at him. You don't understand why he wants you to leave? Like, you have no... Yeah, you know what? Listen, cocaine is one hell of a drug. I'm going to go with that. Because... God damn.
Karen, if there's any help for you, just go get it outside of people's stores. So that's all I can say.
Right? Like,
Get out.
Get out. Don't go back into public. Send a friend if you have any left. I don't know. Get some help. Check yourself in somewhere. You're a different level of Karen. You're just entitled and whatever. You're entitled, and clearly something's very off about you. You're not okay. People don't act like that. They just don't. So
Right. That's not too normal, but okay. Yeah. Psycho. Yeah. Okay.
You're welcome, y'all. You're welcome.
Well, thank you for that. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much for tuning back in to another episode. I appreciate it. Thank you for all the support. And get here on time. That's all I can say. And until we see each other again, hopefully I get to see you guys on Wednesday when we do the Keep the Beat. It's a lot of fun, y'all. Come on, check us out. And until then, peace.
Cheers, y'all.
Hi, this is Char Willie from the JustAskChar Advice channel. Join me and Classic Ruby for a radio segment called Keep the Beat. We broadcast every Wednesday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from Classic R&B Jams, CRBJ. We interact with the audience in the chat room where you'll have access to emojis, gifts, and the lively conversation. Press the icon that is a speaker, then press play radio. After a 15-second commercial, all the fun will begin. If you miss the live broadcast, you can listen to the replays from Mixcloud. Follow my channel on Mixcloud, JustAskChar Advice channel, and you will receive notifications when the show has been uploaded. We hope to see you soon, and until then, enjoy this show.